Hello, this is the third art dump video for this year, the March one. Okay, I'm so good at starting these. Right, so we're beginning with a picture of Becca from Femme Fatale, and I remember when I drew this. This was another one of those drawings that I kind of doodled in my sketchbook over Christmas, because I just had a go at drawing the characters from Femme Fatale just from memory, so it was a bit hard because I wasn't actually using the drawings that I'd previously done or any of the ones that Julie had posted. So that started out as a little sketch, and I just kind of liked the kind of relaxed look of Becca in that drawing, so I did a digital version here. Because I thought I would add this to like all the drawings that I did for the album cover. I think have I got that? I don't think I've loaded that in. Have I may have forgotten to do that. But yeah, so there is now an album cover, and this is a little drawing of Claire Kitty, one of Julie Kitsuli's characters. She's the lead singer of Femme Fatale. That's the idea that we sort of. Some of you might not be aware of what we've been doing. Femme Fatale are a band, and this is a little picture of Claire, the lead singer, as a child for her school yearbook photo. There's a little joke that a lot of these were for the Twitter account that we have, the fake band Twitter at Femme Fatale. You can go and have a look at those ones. So and this was quite fun because I spent a lot of time. It's a bit frustrating when you do things like this, because the idea is that I was going to take that image and kind of put it into a page that made it look like it was in an actual yearbook, and so it was quite hard to fake that. But I don't have the finished one here, but again, it's on the Twitter. So this is an idea, and I really don't know where I'm going to take this one. But this is a character. I think now what did I? Oh yeah, I called her Commander Jackson, because I had this idea for a thing called Vixen, and it's really just it's still a work in progress. I've not got very far with it, and I don't even know where I'm going to take it really. But it just seemed like a good idea for like a comedic sci-fi fantasy thing, and it's just like a team of foxes in outer space, and that's all I know really. And I've got a few of these, so this is like the leader, and I mean I've come up with some ideas, and I mean because there's not really a lot that I don't really know if I'm going to have time for a lot of this, because I'm coming up with ideas for Femme Fatale. I'm trying to help build that universe, and I'm also doing things with Ema's universe as well, because that's something that I just sort of a lot of that is just in my head. So I just thought I'd have a go at designing some of these characters. So these are all just little bits of concept art. So here's Ema. This is Ema. Again, some of you won't be aware of who she is because it's just a character that I made up. A lot of these are. You've seen a few of them now. Ema, she's like an alien cop basically, and she's on a quest to find her missing fiance, and it's like a really long journey that she goes through. That's really the idea of it. And that little guy on her shoulder, that's Dweezil, named after Dweezil Zappa. But I don't really know exactly what, because I still haven't got to the stage where I've come up with names for the different species of all these characters, because I have all these different types of aliens, and but she found him because there is a little picture. If you look at the background that I use for this video, she's holding on to some of them, and they're just all these weird little things that she finds, and they have happy little faces, and they're very cute. So that was just an excuse to do some cute stuff. And this was the first drawing I did of Zola. She's the pink alien that's standing there on the left. There's a bit of dialogue here, because this is another one of those ideas that just sort of was floating around in my head. I just kind of liked this image. I just thought it was quite funny. So yeah, and so they're investigating an escape pod, and once again this weird thing that I don't know exactly what is. It's kind of designed like a kind of larval insect, really big thing, and I don't know what it's supposed to be. And yeah, I don't know. I think I've got the sketch of that, and I should be able to show it to you later on when I get to the sketches. So yeah, it's just something that I thought of, and yeah. And finally, I've drawn a picture of Ema's fiance, because I kind of had this idea that her quest is looking for this guy, because they're supposed to get married, but they never got to do that because he disappeared through a wormhole. That's the story. But yeah, so for a long time I couldn't think of a name. I actually never did manage to come up with a name for this character, so I got a bit of help. Julie Kitsuli suggested a few names, and because what we're trying to do is we're trying to use human names that we all know are real, but because Ema is basically Emma, and I just adjusted it slightly to sound more alien-y, and so we discussed it, and Julie suggested Laurie for Ema's fiance, and I thought that sounded good. So like Larry, but 2 A's, 1 R. So yeah, there we go. Laurie. That's what this guy's called. That's what we're going to go with. And here's a picture of the two of them. So this is the idea. Laurie has no idea where he is. Like, they're now just light years apart. That's actually the title that I gave this piece when I put it on DeviantArt. But yeah, so I figured I needed to draw a picture that kind of showed how much they miss each other. Sorry, I've shrunk it down quite a bit, because the idea is I'm trying to make sure all of the pictures in this slideshow fit in the same area. But yeah, you can see that on my DeviantArt and all the other sites that I've posted it to. And yeah, because I don't draw a lot of like emotional, heavy stuff, so this was a bit out of my comfort zone. But I think what I like most about this is that light that divides the two characters in the two different locations. So that came out quite well. And this is actually a picture that I forgot to put in the previous Art Dump video. I did this in February. This is a character by Parappa de Rapper 33. So we did this as an art trade, because last month I did a lot of art trades, and let me just scroll through Parappa's Twitter page a second. Merxia, that's the name of this character. And Parappa did a little drawing of my character Hilda, and Hilda's a character that I don't draw a lot, so once again, maybe I'll do more of that. The thing is, I'm still trying to commit to doing more Ema stuff, so I'm really trying to do more of that. And this is Rita. So once again, Rita is from Femme Fatale. She's the guitarist. That's the idea of this character. And this was like a little joke thing for the Femme Fatale Twitter, where I thought, what if Ema hurt her arm, and because she's a dog, if she had her arm in a cast, then she'd have to have a cone wrapped around her face. And that was it. That was that's the joke. That's all I have really on that. And if you look really carefully at her cast, it has all the names of the other band members, because that's the thing. I wanted to make it look like an actual cast that had signatures on it, and So it just seemed that the logical thing would be to just, in very small letters, write the names of the other band members. So that's what I ended up doing. And I used different colours, and I think it looks quite good. Anyway, this is another character from Vixen, Sally. That's the name that I gave these characters very boring names. There's not much. 'Cause I think I showed a sketch that I did of this character in the previous art dump video, and I don't like the colours that I've used. This is just concept art, and it's all concept art. I'm not doing anything with any of these. But yeah, this might have actually been the first, because I think I started out drawing this character in the Autodesk Sketchbook software, and yeah, I think that's how it started. And after I had a go at drawing her in my sketchbook, my actual sketchbook, not the software, then it got me thinking, maybe time to go back to the digital image and finish it off. I had a go at doing that. And as you can see, she's a cyborg, so I've kind of gone a sort of a zigzag way. If you look at the ear, like on the left side, on our left, that's the artificial one. She has the bionic eye on the right, the artificial arm on the left, and the artificial leg on the right. So it just zigzags. And also, I originally gave her a bushy tail because she's a fox, but then I thought I might have to make it a bit more thin and a bit more sad, because the idea is that she's been through a lot. She's had every part of her changed, so I thought it probably wouldn't be in such a good condition. And this is Scarlet, and the funny thing is, because when I come up with some of these characters, I often think about who can I imagine doing the voices, and I was thinking Judy Greer. Weirdly, I think because recently I've been rewatching episodes of Archer. That might be the reason. But yeah, I think when I started drawing her face, all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, Judy Greer. I can kind of imagine that kind of voice for this character. So yeah, that and I've not I've now come up with 3 of these characters. I mean, there might be another that you'll see in the sketches. But I've really not had that many ideas, and I'm a little bit wary that if I spend too much time on this new idea, then it's going to make it hard to, because Ema is a similar thing. Maybe the two can cross over. I don't know. Right now we have a picture of Femme Fatale all together, all 6 of them. And they're making an appearance on The Late Snow with Stephen Coldbear. That's an example of my obsession with puns, and I won't pretend that I'm that good at them, but I quite liked them. Like Stephen Coldbear. I don't think I'm the first one to make that joke. Anyway, I kind of like Claire being a bit cheeky here and sitting up on the desk, she's not supposed to do that, and nobody seems to mind. But yeah, I wasn't very imaginative with Rita or Kimmy. They're the ones right at the front on either side, because you can see Peggy looking a bit annoyed at Claire. Got Becca waving to the crowd. I might fix her hand because it's very big. She does have big hands. She has the biggest hands of all the characters, and I kind of like how Lena is sort of slouched, is like sort of slumped over the side of the desk. I quite like that. It looks quite natural. I could go on for hours, I think this is. We're getting to the end. This is Olba. So once again, I'm trying to expand Ema's universe, and I wanted to give Ema a friend who is that kind of no nonsense. I've done so many characters like this who have that kind of expression, like Tracy the cow, Peggy from Femme Fatale, both the Greenwood Bats, if anyone knows who they are. Basically, Gale the Troll. Loads of characters who are just very kind of morose, who just like always look really fed up. And I don't know why I do that so much. But I thought about this character a lot, and I thought there are some very interesting things that could be done. Because I've had an idea for a backstory that's really dark and really sad. But yeah, and I thought there has to be something about this character that's quite unexpected, because she's very quiet, and she's the other characters see her as sort of a boring type. But I thought what could make it quite surprising is that maybe she likes to dance. Maybe she's like an expert dancer, and that was a thing that she did a lot before she became an officer. And in this image, I drew her with the vest and ray gun, because if you look at, because I'm going to show you an older sketch that I did, and I was going to make her more of like one of the officers who stays in and doesn't do like all the dangerous stuff. But yeah, and then I just thought, no, I want her to be one of the heroes. And we have another one here. So yeah, I showed you that other picture of Zola. This was my first drawing of Zola just on her own. And this was another one that I drew, and I kind of kept going back to and tweaking, and yeah, there are some problems with proportion, I guess, but yeah, I think when I drew this one, I started to realise I quite like that kind of design for the boots, the way they get narrow, because in a lot of the drawings I've done of Ema and the other the alien police characters, they look like they're wearing Wellingtons, and yeah, I'm not sure if that works. So we're back to that. I'll try and speed through the sketches, because I don't think we've got an awful lot of time. Yeah, so some initial sketches. Right, so here we've got a picture of Zola up in the corner, and Ema's right there at the side. And everything else is just sort of some scribbles and things. You can see a speeder bike that I was trying to design, and it really, I'm not happy with any of these. I'm not able to show it to you here, but I did come up with a better one. I might add that into the next one, the one for the next video. And this is mostly just me practicing eyes, because the thing is, eyes are not really that hard to draw, but I don't know if anyone else finds this. I tend not to, because if you look at that picture of the cute mouse, you can see the happy mouse. That's how I tend to draw eyes. I don't go for kind of asymmetrical eyes that much. A lot of the time they're just very plain, and you know, it's really just. There are times when that is fine, but I thought I want to practice doing asymmetrical eyes, and so you can see all the little experiments I've done. Some of them look good, some of them not so much. But I had another drawing of, like you can see next to that mouse, I had another go at drawing the same character and playing around with the expression. That was a bit aimless, but yeah, it's a fun thing to do. Yeah, so here is the original drawing of the escape pod image that I did. And up at the top, I think I did go over that digitally. Zola and Ema hanging for dear life. At some point, you'll see a better image of that. Yeah, and that was the original sketch of Commander Jackson. Next to her is an unnamed character. I still haven't come up with a name for that gal. And this is the original drawing of Scarlet. So yeah, so that was it. When I drew that, I had an idea of what the voice of the character is, and yeah, and I think it's funny because I'm noticing that I think the shoulders look a bit better in this one than they do in the digital one. So that's a little something that I need to pick up on. One of the reasons that I do these videos is so I can kind of realise those little things. So yeah, I don't know who this character is. Another member of Vixen. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna come up with any more ideas, but I feel like I should come up with a name for this character and do something. That's Commander Jackson again, this time from the side, because I'm still not that used to drawing kind of furry characters different angles and getting the right shape. Like the way I've drawn the muzzle there, for a long time I just did not go for that kind of shape for some reason, and it is kind of the most logical way of doing it. And here's the original drawing of Olba. So yeah, this was really a slapdash thing, because I think the thing I liked most about this was the face, because I thought that is the kind of character that I'm trying to do. That's the look that I'm going for, and then I completely messed up the body. This is Chad and Rudy, and the idea of these characters is, okay, so with Femme Fatale, Claire has a twin brother, and he's also in a band, so we're coming up with ideas for members of his band. And this one is Ryan, and the idea of Ryan is he's the roadie, he's the Rhino roadie, Ryan the Rhino roadie. He's Femme Fatale's roadie, basically. Yeah, and I like the idea of this character kind of being slightly, because he has sad eyes because he used to be in a band and he really misses those days. So there is a bit of an emotional thing there. Again, I don't know if I'm that good at doing emotional stuff. And this is the original drawing of Femme Fatale on Stephen Colbert. Oh yeah, I never mentioned I did a little raised eyebrow, because I thought I need to make the polar bear character look a bit like Stephen Colbert, and that's basically it. He wears glasses and he has a raised eyebrow, so that's how you know he's meant to look like. So yeah, once again, I sort of digitalized my sketch of Zola. I made her ears really big in this one. Are those ears? I don't actually know what they're meant to be. Receptors, I don't know. And there's the one, the two hanging. And I found that I'm still not that good at drawing characters holding hands, especially with this kind of, in this context. Zola is supposed to be grasping Ema's wrist, and I didn't quite nail that. I probably should have looked at my I never look at my own hands when I'm drawing. Yeah, and that was when I first drew and shaded that one. And by the way, the color backgrounds, because I used different color backgrounds because I was going to post these to Twitter, and I thought it'd be nice if they all looked a little bit different. And I wasn't too happy with the way I drew Zola's face in this one. It's all a bit, it doesn't quite fit together somehow. So that's something to think about. It's all a little bit, yeah. Okay, so that's given me something to think about. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching this video, and I am off to the pub.